Alright, I'm going to call this video I Screwed Up. Yep, I screwed up. So, before we went to North Carolina, I wanted to set this tractor up with a Power Beyond because I didn't have Power Beyond. So I ordered a kit for this tractor, the 7530, and one for the 7810 to make them both with, to have Power Beyond because it needed it. Okay, so Power Beyond is basically a direct line to the pump and load sensing valve, bypassing the selective control valves. So these selective control valves are in the cab and they're up. I'll show you where they are. The selective control valves are on the command arm, which is on this tractor on the right hand side next to the IVT transmission. See, this is your ITV, that's your transmission lever, this is your speeds, and this has the left hand reverser. But these are your SCV, so 1, 2, 3, and then this one actually had a number 4, which I had to remove in order to get the Power Beyond manifold on there. So if you're using the selective control valves up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, this has the load sensing already built into it through the selective control valve or the outlets in the back. So because we were using this on the baler, this would be the header pickup and drop. This would be the wheel lock and release. This would be the flywheel assist or startup assist. So you pull that back and it would start the flywheel spinning. Once you got her spinning, then you would hit it into the PTO and then you were good. So that explains these selective control valves. Now the Power Beyond. Yep, Power Beyond. I have a step that needs repairing there. So here's the Power Beyond. It has, this is your load sense, this is your pressure, this is your return, and I need to plumb in a case drain. Case drain. Alright, so basically what the case drain is when you're operating your implement, which then becomes there's constant supply of power to your machine instantly. So when you plug into these three devices, you have your pressure. The pressure isn't always on. It is only on when your load sense valve is triggered. So when you push the button, say on the stack wagon, that senses a load, permitting power to go to your implement, and this is the return line, the return line. So the return line, there's a lot of flow of oil going through there, and then you have what you would call the case drain. Now, I'm not 100% sure why there's a case drain when there is a return line. So the case drain actually works in conjunction with the return line, but I think it comes from the pressure side. So as you're returning, which there is... Watch to the end. I do remember what the case drain is for. It just took me a little bit. Pretty sure that's how it goes. And that comes from the implement. It doesn't come from the tractor. It comes from the implement that you're working on. I never set up a case drain to this tractor. Now, these are Butcher valves on here. B-U-C-H-E-R. They're probably called Bucher, but I'm going to call them Butcher valves. They're Butcher valves on the 7530, and they have a case drain already plumbed into them through these little hoses here. This is the drip valve. This is the drip catch, which goes down to this little bottle here, which needs to be drained right now. So if your O-rings are leaking, and I just took these all off yesterday and cleaned them out again. So for the idiot that told me, I don't know how long ago, that I would only ever do that once, they would plug up and it would never be clean ever again, you're wrong because I did it yesterday. I didn't videotape it, but it did. So if you have any weepage, or when you plug in or pull, remove your hydraulic couplers, there's always some oil that comes out and it's caught here and you're supposed to dispose of it properly. Now on these Butcher valves, there's no internal case drain. It's actually an external, and it goes to this hose here. So when I took the valve body off to put the Power Beyond on, I had this hose, this guy. And I had no idea what it was for. And I never noticed anything until all of a sudden I'm leaking hydraulic oil and it's coming out of here. And I just assumed that it was coming from these O-rings here. And I was like, God, what is wrong with this thing? Yeah, what is wrong with this thing? Why is it doing this? I was going to change all the O-rings in here. I brought it in last night with the intention of changing the O-rings, but I have to buy them from Deere. I don't have them because they are a square-shouldered one, and there's a little nylon washer that goes in there, and I don't have that, so I had to buy these little kits to fix these. But then I realized, hey, that's at the back. That is connected to the back. This is a case drain, and that comes from there and then down and into here, which is the case drain for these selective control valves. Well, I've never put a case drain on this thing for the Power Beyond because I never put it on the Stack Wagon. And my intentions are to put the Stack Wagon on this next year because it's IVT with front and cab suspension. And I'll be able to just go a lot faster across the fields with this thing, and it'll be more efficient and less clutching, shifting. It's a lot easier on my body and Tim's body and whoever else is running its body. So that's what's going to happen with this tractor. The Stack Wagon, or the big baler, the Krone baler, I'm probably going to be picking up a 7930 from someplace. That sounds like somebody in high speed, maybe Cody or Tim. So anyways, what my job is today is to actually put a case drain in. Now, I think there's a couple of places where that is able to be done, but I think this is where I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to get in the book, and I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to run the case drain, and I'm going to put it on here someplace. I have the hose for it right there at the tip of my finger. So that's what we're going to do today, or this morning. It's not going to take very long. I do have to get it back over to the pressure washer because, you know, as it's dried off, it does need to be cleaned a little bit better. And yeah, so yeah, we're just going to go over this entire tractor and get it ready for you know, winter work or next year, or even to finish out the fall haymaking. So just stay tuned, and I'm going to see if that thing works, if that's where it needs to go. If not, then I'll find something else. All right, so this is a plug I pulled out of there, this little guy, and it looks kind of like it needs that something meets up against it. And so I took my flashlight. You know, this handy-dandy flashlight someone gave me. I can't remember his name off the bat. And I'm looking inside there, and I don't see anything that even resembles a rod or something that comes out of there. So I'm going to go ahead and plumb that case drain right in there. That should work. I got to go see if I can find my the right size fitting to fit in there. I may just run the, you see this case drain comes with this thing right there. So I can just probably plumb that little bad boy right in and call it the CD, case drain. I got a whole bunch of fittings and shit in here that need to, this is the old, yeah, this is the old, that's for something else. This is for that case drain. I'm pretty sure I got the right thing in there somewhere. I'll find it. But this is the other, yeah, think Wesley, think. This is the other selective control valve, the SCV, the number 4. I wish I could have that on there because I really liked having 4 of them. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to have the right size or not. I'll have to go through and see what I come up with. I think there's one right there. Anyway, okay, so I just jarred my memory as to why I need a case drain. It's for hydraulic motors when they're operating. Apparently the return on the hydraulic motor is not enough or not plumbed correctly, or there's a third option on a hydraulic motor. So on my Stack Wagon, it has a hydraulic motor that pushes back the bales, and that is what the case drain return is for. My problem that I'm having right now is finding the case drain. these are the fittings that I have for it. The problem is there's no fittings here that resemble it. The case drain on the 7810 is here, but this is the case drain for these hydraulic. These will run hydraulic motors apparently, and that is what that is for. I'm not 100% sure because I've never been in contact with this particular brand of selector control valve, but they do have the case drains already on them. The other thing is I have this guy right here, and I'm not sure. I think this may very well be the case drain. I don't see that it is or isn't, but let me put you on the tripod here. And don't mind the heater, I shut it off, it'll shut off in a minute here. So, we'll put these parts down. I'm pretty sure that's the case drain. I don't think there's pressure there. If there is pressure there, it would surprise me, but I don't know. I don't know what this is for. And it doesn't fit these, does it? Yes, it does. So there's oil there. Well, we can always start the tractor up and stick this bad boy in here. I do have a jumper hose. Give me a second here. So I'm almost certain that is not going to have pressure on it. We'll find out shortly. Oh yeah, it's got to have pressure. No, I think that's the case drain. The case drain is already set up. Yep. There, let's see if I depress this, what happens. Yeah, that's the case drain. Alright. So this tractor has already had a case drain set up, so I don't really have to worry about it. That's it. Yeah. Alright. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to have to research this. But I'm 99% sure that's the case drain. 99% sure.